to a new live. It is the last day of our sourdough bake-a-thon. Ooh, it's been a good week, but it's been a long week, okay? This week was our redemption series where we tried to make things that I previously made on live stream and it failed. This week has been a success. We made banana bread, we made sweet potato bread, we made cranberry muffins, we made a blueberry loaf, we made pizza, and we made something else, and I strawberry muffins. Okay. The blueberry loaf wasn't redemption, it was just voted for, so we had something new included. But everything else, something that we made previously on our live stream, and now we're doing the finale. Okay. Today is all about the hot dog bread. Very first time I decided to make this, I made biscotti. Okay. It was bad. It was bad. Okay, it was very bad. So now I hope the bread gods are smiling down on me today and the sourdough gods love me so that we're able to make this and we are successful in making this. Okay? If you are watching the replay, thanks for being here. You're missing a fun time. Now let's begin. We are going to keep it simple, very simple, because you already know how this works, okay? I like simple. I don't like anything that's going to stress me out. I just want to keep it simple. I want to be able to make it and be able to eat it in a reasonable amount of time. And with sourdough, anything, especially bread, mostly bread, we have to wait an extended period of time. I formulated the recipe so that I can wait about 3 to 4 hours. That's the initial rest. And then we can get going. Anything past that, I don't want to do it anymore. All right. So I always start with showing you our discard. So this is ready. This is what we're using today. He's been at room temperature since about 7 this morning. And this is the discard that we're using. And at this point, he's a full blown starter, okay? He's big, fat, and juicy, and we like big, fat, and juicy things over here because they are going to make delicious things and it's going to be good. So we're going to start. I have my recipe like always. I will try to give you the cups. But again, I don't bake with cups. I use weight. So if you bake with cups, it really is an approximate, an estimate for you. You can always, Google, I always Google stuff. You can always Google to see what the determining factor is based on. So for the discard, we are going to be using 240 grams. This is like the most discard I've used in a recipe. Can you see? Yes, ever. So, as you know, I like adding it first because I want to make sure I don't go over. If you have all the other ingredients in here and then you add your discard, then there goes your recipe. Because ask me how I know. I've done this enough to know I want the right amount of discard. Everything else, I'm open to having a little bit of extra of this or that, a splash of that. But the discard, I gotta keep it precise because if I don't, in my experience, I end up with a very hi Sergio, thanks for joining. I end up with a very dense product, and that is not what I'm going for. I don't want dense bread, heavy anything. So I try to keep my discard precise. Again, everything else is what it is. Okay, so we've added the discard, and that's what it's looking like in here. It's thick, not runny, as you can see. So that's a good start. So we are going to add our milk. Now, again, I like using canned milk. If you don't have canned milk and you want to use regular bag milk or a carton, that is fine. But you need it to be warm. I have 20 grams of canned milk here. So I am going to add 100 grams of hot water to make up my 120 grams for my liquid. That's usually what I do is have straight milk from the carton. You just use 120 grams of that. If you do not have milk or you don't want to use dairy, you can use a plant-based option. But if you have neither of those and you don't want to use that, just use water. It's not gonna hurt, I promise. It is gonna be a-okay if you just use water. I make bread with water all the time. All the time. Because one, milk is expensive and I don't always want a milk bread. Like a milk-based bread, I should say, right? I'm just putting my starter up. It's been out long enough and we're not again, so I'm putting it. So yeah, just use water. Water is fine. If you make butter and you have the leftover buttermilk, you use that. If you make cheese, you have leftover whey, use that. We're using what we have. Okay? It doesn't have to be one set thing. It might not be as creamy, rich, but it'll still be a good thing. So this is gonna be our milk, and it's gonna be about half cup. So 120 grams milk or half cup. Okay? And I like to just mix it in so you can see. We just move this a little lower to get a better look. So you just mix it. This is what I like to do. Honestly, if you don't like doing this and you just want to add everything, I mean, you can try. By all means, it's your product. You can experiment because that's how you are good. That is have a preference. I like doing things like this because I get to observe. I get to see how everything is mixing in, how it looks. But this is what your starter. Oh, this is actually my discard. But this is what your discard and the milk looks like. But yeah, just experiment. I find I get everything fully mixed in using this method. So discard, liquid, and then everything else. So we have sugar. I'm just using regular granulated sugar. And we are going to add 40 grams. Seems like a lot of sugar, but it's hot dog buns. I feel like hot dog buns are on the sweeter side just a little bit, so why not? So we're gonna add it in and we're gonna mix it. But you know, yeast loves sugar, and the minute you add it, you're gonna smell the most beautiful yeasty product. It smells amazing, I'm telling you, it really does. So just mix it. It's nothing special. Just mix it in. And I'm gonna get the mixer ready because I'm not mixing by hand. I mix by mixer. I might say that's lazy, maybe, but I'll be a lazy free baker. Because once it's mixing, I can do something else. You understand what I'm saying? So we're gonna do that. Now I do have salt, butter, and flour left. I like adding my salt to my flour when I'm using yeast products because yeast kills the salt. Now, if you bake bread and you know you always added your salt to your yeast and nothing's happening and everything's fine, then continue to do that. I won't be mad at you. If your product works out, it works out. In my experience, I get a better result when my flour and my salt are mixed together for my yeast product. Okay? This is a little soft. But so for the flour, we have 240 grams of flour. That's going to be 2 cups of flour. So you got 1 cup of discard, 2 cups of flour. Does it work? We're about to find out. This is going to be my first time making this. So we're going to be pleasantly surprised. And for the salt, it's just regular table salt. And it is going to be 1 teaspoon, which is about 5 grams. Now, if you feel fancy, okay, only if you feel fancy, I swear you can probably just add some kind of spice. If you want your buns to have some kind of heat, maybe add some chili flakes, like whatever. Just experiment, you know? This is the time to do it. Add it in with your flour, mix it in, and everything is fine. So I'm just gonna add the flour in. It's already blended up with salt. That's it. And we're gonna mix it. And shortly after we mix it, we're gonna add in butter. Now my butter is a little soft. It is warm here today. So I just stuck it in the freezer just to be firm a bit. Because I don't like adding a huge chunk of butter in. I like breaking it up. So we're gonna mix it. It's supposed to be a tacky, very tacky dough. Not sticky, very tacky. Like you can slap someone in the face and dough doesn't even rub off. So tacky. Like their face would just go with the dough. That's how it's supposed to feel, okay? I'm not telling you to try it. I'm just letting you know. That's what's happening here. Okay, so we're mixing it in. It smells amazing. I'm not mad at the smell because it lets me know that my discard is good and active. It smells very yeasty, and I love it. It smells more yeasty than sour, which is good for me. So when you dough gets to something like this, just so you see, all flour's not in, but we're just gonna mix it. I'll start adding my butter. Just in stages. I like my butter firm. I'm using softened butter right now, so we'll see what happens. But I like firm butter, so not necessarily cold, but not room temperature. That's my preference. Today, it's room temperature, very room temperature, very, very good. We're gonna make it work. It shouldn't change the consistency or anything. This is really and truly just my preference. So for the butter, it is 40 grams of butter. That's about 3 tablespoons, the same as the sugar. So it's equal parts sugar and butter, equal parts flour and discard. And then there's 1 teaspoon of salt and a half cup of milk or water, depending on what you mix. So it depends on what flavor you're going for. But either way, you're okay for using scrubbing the butter. Okay. I'm gonna try to get all my butter. Either way, it'll be fine. Like as you can see, like right now the dough, oh, there we go. The dough isn't sticking. See, it's telling me I'm a liar. It's the dough right there. But it should not stick. And as we mix it in so that it's fully incorporated, you'll see what I'm saying. And I like to use a bowl scraper, come down just so that the bottom can be slapped around a bit, right? And I'm so excited because we have a new oven. If you're new, oven gave out when we were making, I think it started going way before, but it 100% fully gave out when we were making pizza. So I had to improvise. Now we're here. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be looking. So I'm just going to make this, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. So once all the butter is in fully, then I'll show you what the dough should look like. You can mix this by hand. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can mix everything, leave it on the counter until it's smooth. That's also not an issue. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like using softened butter, because I know it's going to take a while for the dough to pick up and you see a ball and spin. When this happens, what I like to do, and I'm going to do it here, just so you know I'm not lying, because I know this is going to be like this. It's not going to move. It's going to be like this for a while. All day. Yeah, I don't. So I'm going to show you what I like to do, and it does not mess with the recipe at all. So I just like to, again, I like to scrape, pull, bring everything to the center, right? But just to get the dough picked up and being able to be mixed properly, I like adding some flour to the bottom. Hi. So I like adding flour to the bottom. I'm trying to get all the butter. The butter's on this. I'm trying to get all the butter saved because butter is light. Okay. So I usually, honestly, 1 tablespoon is too much, but just sprinkle a little butter. Nothing to change the recipe. Flour, not butter. Just sprinkle a little flour at the bottom, and it should be where it should. Because whenever we're live, my ingredients decide to do whatever they want to do. Okay, sometimes they call me a liar. I don't know. Getting the rest of the butter off. Okay, so you just add a little bit of flour at the bottom here. It should. It should pick up. Yes, call me a liar. It should. Well done. You sprinkle some in the middle here. Okay. It's calling me a liar today. I think I'm telling you, every time you go live, this is why I don't like using softened butter. The butter just sits there. The plate is warm, everything is warm, the butter is melting. I don't like it. So the flour is still there. I'm trying to create traction. In case you were wondering what I was doing, I'm trying to get some traction going. You just need, my butter is really soft. I would say use cold butter. It breaks down easily as it's mixing because it gets warm. This what should have happened the first time. Jeez. So you just want to make sure you just add a little bit of flour if it's not coming from the bottom. the bowl, and it'll help it. Just need a little fraction, and then once it starts, you're good to go. So we're gonna mix it in until I decide that I'm ready to take it out. I know what I'm looking for. Hi, I just did give you a shout out. Thanks for subscribing. How you doing? Where are you watching from? Okay. So another thing to look out for if you are using super soft butter, your dough is be so I like using cold butter. It keeps everything together while it's blended in. It keeps it together, but we're still gonna make it work. It's still gonna work. I do appreciate you. Sorry, sometimes I can't see my chat, but I do appreciate you. What's your name? You said TTT, girl. Okay, girl. I do appreciate you. So when I mix, I like. Oh, hi, Sergio. Thanks for coming back. I like to make sure the dough is smooth, and you'll see where I'm taking. The only difference, and I am checking because my dough is on the softer side because my butter is soft. Because remember, we use warm water and then we're gonna add soft butter. Oh, nice. I'm counting it too. Right? So use cold butter to prevent this. The dough is almost ready, but it is on the sticky side for yeah, it is looking good. It's feeling good. I just wanted to get it a little more stable in my eyes. Just a little more. And I'm just adding just a tad bit of flour. It's gonna help absorb the wetness of the butter. There's nothing wrong with butter, but what I'm looking for, I need it to be firm, or not as soft as this one. So this is definitely on the soft side. However, it is tacky, right? So use cold butter because it'll help keep it together. Trust me when I tell you this, okay? It will help keep it together. You won't need to add the flour that I'm adding. It's because my area is warm. Everything is warm right now. It should be a cohesive ball. So I'm just doctoring based on my environment right now. And sometimes that's what you have to do when you're baking. Because I know most people they see a recipe and they follow it and then they say it doesn't work. Most of the time, they gotta doctor it. Because I can give you the same exact ingredients and recipes that I use, and we'll have a different result. We'll have different struggles trying to make it because we have environmental issues, we have all these different factors that determine how a product bakes. But as you can see this? I promise you, it's too sticky. It is too sticky. Like, look at my hand. I have had this issue before. And this is the first time that I am doing this full recipe with you guys. But I made a dough earlier just so that I could show you what the dough should look like. Once rested, once ready to go, right? You use cold butter. That will help you. I promise you. You're not going to be making uh, you're not going to be making a pastry dough. Don't think of it like that. Add your butter, but add it cold. Okay? Trust me. The flour that I added was absorbing a bit of the moisture from the butter, but it's good. Now it's good. Yeah, slap it, and you should hear that, right? Now, if you are done with it, like you don't want to mix it anymore, you think you're good, I want to show you the window pane. I want to make sure I get like a good piece to show because I know the dough is soft. Shouldn't be like that, but it is what we have. Now, I can already tell you it needs more mixing. I can already tell you that. But the window pane is coming along, right? You want it so that once you spread it like this tear doesn't happen. So I'm like the doctor. I'm telling you, every single time I come on live stream, something goes wrong. Something happens. But it's okay because at least you know how to troubleshoot. You don't panic and be like, oh my gosh, I have to do this again. No, you don't. I'm just trying to absorb some of the flour, not the flour, the oil from the butter. Because it's too soft. So use cold butter. Please use cold butter. Especially if it's warm. You need it to be a nice cohesive dough. You want your window pane test to, I always do that test no matter what I'm making. You always want your window pane test to come through. Then you know you mixed it really well. Now if you're doing it by hand, I would like slap it on the table, rub it, knead it, and stuff like that. Like this is how my hand motion would be. Um, but you just use what you have. I just have to have a mixture that I use, but just use what you have. If you have one of the hand mixers that has a dough, use it. Use it for the first time and then use your hand for the second. So while I'm doing this, I'm gonna oil just lightly, oil the bowl that I'm gonna rest this dough in. Just so it prevents it from sticking, it's easy to come out. If you don't have oil, you don't use oil, use butter, fine. But you just need to be lightly oiled. Like it looks cloudy, but it's light, right? Okay. So the dough sounds good. Sounds how I want it to sound. It's looking better, right? I can touch. The insides are still a little sticky, but I don't care about the insides right now. I still see shagginess here. I want it to be smooth. That's how I mix my dough. Because once you mix it properly, when you go rest it and then shape it, you don't have a lot of issues, in my experience. But sometimes some of the best breads are the ones that I'm just like, listen, I'm not going through all of this. Oh, you're all together? Okay, no problem. Right? But the proper way. If you take your time and the dough will tell you when it's ready. And I know people laugh at that when people say that, but The dough will tell you when it's ready. You can't rush it. You can't, no matter what you do. I mean, you can fake try, but the dough will always tell you when it's ready. So as you can see, this is how your bowl is supposed to look. You might have a little ring around, like right here. You might have a little ring there, but your dough is flapping. It should be nice and smooth. It shouldn't be oily. Like you shouldn't see liquid or anything. So sometimes you have to troubleshoot. Okay, so this is exactly where I kind of want it to be. Let me see if I can pull a piece and hope for the best. I'm gonna do it on this one. Same piece that I just pulled. That's your window pane test. It's ripping here because they're soft, but I might do it a little more, but you can stop there, right? It's your window pane test. Now, even though it's sticky, like it's clean, I'm able to clean my hands, right? I'm able to clean up, no issues. Usually, when the dough is too sticky, you can't touch it like that. You can't do anything of the sort. But you want it to be tacky. Like I said, you should be able to like smack someone in their face on your face. Don't do that though. Okay, I'm not encouraging violence. Letting you know. It's supposed to be very tacky to the touch. And if by any chance you have issues handling the dough, just dip your hand in some flour. It should be fine. And I think you should, because these things have their a mind of their own. You can only control so much. Okay, so my bowl is ready. And this one, I feel like I have like an empty spot where oil is. Just slightly oil the bowl, or, okay, or even if it's a bowl. I'm usually have something my bowl because I'm going to use my mixer, right? Okay, so it's no longer sitting. It's like one cup of flour, and you can hear the slap in your cup. If I'm good with this can get a rest. Yep, this is good. Touching it, it's not coming off. I don't have anything on my hands. And this would be your window pane. You can stretch it and you don't feel like it's about to tear, right? So now this will let you know that it's ready. So I'm going to remove it from the bowl. And I'm going to add it to the bowl I'm going to rest it in. I'm usually resting because I want to make sure my this bird is like superior. Try to make things without adding yeast to it. Because what's the point? This is supposed to be perfect without I just need time. And if this works, then I know my discard is 100% good. I can make whatever I want. Yeah, I've been making whatever I want. Our sourdough series, we made a lot of stuff. Donuts, muffins, loaf cakes, pizza. I mean, that's regular. Cinnamon rolls, hush puppies. We made quite a few things. Crab cakes. Like, we made a lot of stuff with our discard. Okay, so this is what I was trying to explain. Once it's rolled, not rolled, once it's kneaded properly, your dough should be easy. It should be smooth. With this, you don't have to do major work. You just ball it up, cute little ball. Doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes I don't like to ball it up. I just slap it in the bowl. Call it a day. And then we're gonna let it rest. Now, typically, I let it rest in my oven with the light on. But since the big boy has been giving me attitude, you can just rest it temperature for 3 to 4 hours. You want it to just rest. You want it to, you know, work its magic. All the gases can, marinate, do all that good stuff. Yeah, that's what you want it to do. So we're gonna let it rest for about 3 to 4 hours, right? Once it's rested, that is when the fun really starts. Okay, because that's when you'll know if your product is gonna be good, it's gonna bake well. That resting period. You rest the gluten structure, not the structure, but the gluten. You rest it, give it some time, and then sorry, I was just let's see what oh, it does. Let me tell you something, okay? I love playing with my dough. When I was in school, my chefs always they never used to yell at me, but they used to do this like I was a little kid, like stop touching it. Because I used to be poking it and doing all sorts. Okay. So this is the dough. You let it rest, you cover it, leave it at room temperature, or put it in the oven with the light on. I didn't put it in the oven with the light on this time around. Okay. It's at room temperature. I'm gonna show you what it is. I'm gonna rest this one for 3 hours. Nope, 4 hours. So I'm gonna set my timer so I know. And most importantly, I'm gonna turn this bad boy into some kind of a roll. Okay? This one. I'll show you what. Because we have to chew. Okay? This we made 7 o'clock this morning. Your dough should be very relaxed. You should see some development happening here, right? But it should be relaxed. You should have a little puff. I feel a little puff, nothing major, but I feel a little rise, like it did something. Now, if you want to, I guess I should say expedite this entire process. And I'm only telling you, I've never done it, probably won't do it. You can add a little baking soda to your mixture, right? It's rested. Did it double in size? I don't know. It's rested. This was at room temperature. This has been chilling for about 3 to 4 hours. This is how we're gonna figure it out. Okay. This is where our fun stuff because it's airy and bubbly in its own way. Because I think sometimes most of us expect it to be like a real, when you use an active starter and it's all bubbled over. It's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that. Okay. This is its own thing. It should work. Okay. Good. I say should because you never know. Know the recipe is good because the dough looks amazing. Okay. That much I can tell you. Once the dough looks good, you know the recipe's good. If you saw me over here say, "Oh, I don't know about this dough," then we can say, "Yeah, it's not gonna work." So I'm gonna divide this. It's looking good. It's looking, it's looking doubled. but it's looking more poofy, right? Can you see? Yeah, you can see. So I'm gonna divide this. I'm gonna try to get this is too small, but yeah, as you can see, it's poofy, right? So you're looking for double, but not double in the sense of it's gonna be this massive thing. I'm trying to get at least 70, I'm gonna do 70 grams each, right? That's too much, that's about 80. So that's 70 grams. If you want to do 60 grams, you can. But just take into account um, that when you bake a bread product, any bread product, right, you lose water content. Okay, so take that into account. I'm gonna just cover this. I should have made the cover, but I don't want it to develop a skin. So, and it looks like I'm gonna take my precious time weighing this up. So yeah. So when you weigh, just take into account the size that you want it to be, because you lose some. You lose some body. 70 grams going in to the oven, coming out will not be 70 grams. You'll probably lose about 3 to 4 grams, give or take, right? But this is fluffy. I can tell the final product is gonna be fluffy, and we're not gonna make biscotti again. To be honest, I still have that stuff in my freezer because I was like, no, I have to hold on to this because how dare you embarrass me on live stream? You know, it's like I don't know. The recipe just went just back, just went off. You know, but I started doing this sourdough. I started sourdough in March of this year, so that's 60 grams. A bit more, but it's fine. I started doing baking with sourdough in March. So I like to tell you guys I'm not an expert. I'm just someone documenting my highs and lows with sourdough because they've been a few lows, but we've had a lot of highs. Because everyone, as I said yesterday, most people are fixated on getting the perfect loaf of bread. When I'm over here trying to figure out every single thing I could make with sourdough. Everything. Every single thing. When I see something now, I was like, oh, I wonder if I can make this with sourdough. So that's how I am. Because to me, the bread's the easiest one, even though it's hard. The bread's the easiest part. Because at some point you can go online, you can find a recipe and you can put this, and that together. Right? But it's all the other stuff. Like I think most of the time when people think about using discards, they just use it to make crackers. No, we make cereal. What? We make pasta. Are you kidding me? We've made pasta with it. We've made cereal, donuts, again, crab cakes, fish cakes. We fried shrimp with it. Baby, we just been making stuff. Okay? We made a berry cobbler. I can't wait for fall. You understand? All that pumpkin and sweet potato. I mean, I made sweet potato bread. What? I mean, I made sweet potato bread with yeast before, so I was like, ooh, let's do sweet potato with Pittsburgh, right? So we have this series every month, 7 days out of the month, and you guys get to vote for what you want to see. You can even tell me, right? You get to vote of what it is you want to see. I'm for the record, I'm going very slow. Very slow. I'm just putting that out here. If I was in a baker shop, they've already been proofing, chilling me on to the next one. I'm out here just okay. We're gonna have one little itty bitty one, but that's it. It'll be fine. What you can do is weigh the entire thing prior to. That's not bad. That's about 50 grams, and then you can decide how you're gonna divide it depending on the actual weight. I mean, 50 grams isn't bad. 50 grams isn't bad, but neither is 70 because again, it loses weight in the oven. Goes on the diet just a little bit. Now this is gonna be the fun part because one, who knows how to roll a hot dog bread? But certainly not me. We're gonna have such a good time doing this because baby. And here's another thing. Notice I didn't put flour on my surface. What you do is really good. Mix well. All ingredients are all working together as one big happy family. Should need to because you need a smooth surface to roll it, right? If you add flour, your your dough is gonna be sliding. If I had dough base, I would show it, but I'll do it on the last. So this is our oven here. This is the new addition to the family. This is gonna be our baking oven. All right? This big guy, he ain't doing nothing but burning my products, making people think I don't know what I'm doing. Can we stop? So I'm prepping what I'm gonna bake them on. I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna line them because in my mind, I want to be able to put them side by side, and then they pull apart. How I envision it. Is that usually how they make hot dog bread? Yeah, most of the time. But I also don't want them to marry into each other where it's like I can't tell the difference. Oh, we're about to have a whole we're gonna have a whole episode right here, okay? A whole episode. Okay. So can you see this? Yes. So for rolling, I told my friend you should start from round. This was a round, but technically you should. And we're just gonna we're gonna try. You kind of make a sausage. Can you see this? You kind of make a sausage, turn it over, seal it, right? Pinch, use a bowl, scraper, or a bench scraper, and you're technically supposed to be able to roll, not like, you just say like it's embarrassing. I just want to embarrass me. So there's a little flour there. Right? If you want to just roll it, how big are hot dog buns? I swear we went through this. We went through this. How big are hot dog breads? This is small. But gently, just ever so gently, just roll. Now, if this was a longer roll, you kind of roll from the inside. Does that make sense? Inside, right? This already feels like it has too much flour because it's trying to like go wherever. But this is where you just take your time. If your hand's too dry, add a little water, just a little. It should help. There we go. Right? Should. Keyword should. Just a little water because your hands already have flour on them. This is too small for a hot. Is this a hot dog bun size? What? Oh my gosh, this is where we get into issues. Because I don't remember how big a hot dog is. Mini. Look at the mini. Is that a good size? Where is it? I can't even see that on camera. Y'all can't even see it. I'm sorry. Wow. That seems like it's too small to be a hot dog bun. Is this a good length for a hot dog bun from here to here? That's a good size, right? 'Cause that's how big this is. Yeah, I think that is. Baby, okay? You don't understand the struggle. That's what happened. I'm just getting, oh, I love making bread, right? But it's weird shape. And this hot dog bun is a weird shape. Listen, what is it was, okay? That's it. I just keep out here embarrassing me. It's supposed to. I know the dough is good, so it's not gonna be dough, it's probably gonna be my shaping, right? Maybe I'll just instead of trying to do it a traditional way, just do it. Whenever I try to do it someone else's way, never works in my favor. Do it my way, right? And that's what I'm gonna do. Do it my way, and we can figure it out later. This is a cute, but it's doing anything but being a nice dough to me. Because you kind of want the thin side down. 'Cause again, the dough is tacky, so you don't need a lot of flour. You just need it enough to be like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. The same size? No, look like the same size. This is always the dilemma. The shaping is always the problem. Because, we gonna end up with they're all gonna be different, and that's fine. They're all gonna be different and unique. And I'm sweating. We're gonna end up with like instead of actual hot dog bun shape, we're gonna get like what you call it? What's the thing called? It has pointed edges. I forgot the name. But when you buy them at the store. Hot dog buns have round edges. These guys have pointed edges. But that's okay. My hot dog bread. The recipe works. You can roll it however you see fit. Okay, that's my story. That's always and will ever be and whatever my story. I will give you the recipe. Y'all know everything else. I have performance anxiety. This is helping. Yes, I do. I have performance anxiety, so know what I'm doing, but if a whole lot of people see this is already bothering me. A whole lot of people are watching. Like, wait, what? See, I think I found with how come on. I want it to look. Because I honestly don't feel like breads let me just be nice to me today. There we go. Because once you get a nice, like sticky section, it will just roll out. Also feel like breads, you know, I like the tapered look of breads. It's but it's always been my Achilles heel. Okay. This has always been my thing. Bake anything you tell me to bake. But the shaping, oh god. I'd rather shape without people watching me. But then how would you know what not to do if it doesn't come out? Right? Shaping was always my issue in school. But it's okay. And the good thing about this, you know how long this is taking you to do? By the time we're ready for it to be baked, it would have rested and it would have done its course. Because you know, people are like, oh, rested for another hour, 30 minutes. Yeah, by the time I'm done this, it's ready to bake. There's always a method to my madness. Whether it's intentional or not, there's always a method to my madness. Always. Because by the time the oven preheats, because it's very warm in here, so it really doesn't need that excess time. Maybe it does. I don't know. But right now, we're not giving it. The only one that might be the issue is the one that we do last. Listen, can you just cooperate with me? Let these people know I'm a boss at this. I know what I'm doing. Just be soft. You don't want to do anything. You want to be whatever shape. And I know it has nice air pockets because I already see some here. I'm just trying to be super gentle because I just feel dope. It's soft, but it's not like it's not real soft. But because it does have butter and milk, mostly butter, makes it soft. Some of them are gonna have fat bellies. Some of them are gonna have skinny bellies. But one thing for sure, it's gonna be delicious. All I care about. That's all I care about, man. To be honest, why? Because you can always work on how it looks. You can always work on your shaping. But that recipe portion, big. Yo, if it don't taste good, what's the point? So even if it doesn't look good to you or to anyone else, it still tastes good. That's a win for me. And then I work on the shaping my next go around because then I would be like, okay, I know what I did wrong this time, right? That's how I do it. It's good when you're able to execute everything in one shot. Most of the times it works. But if you're not able to, don't worry about it. You got one out of the two things down. One, it needs to look good. Two, it needs to taste good. If you got two of the two, perfect. You got one out of the two. That's even better. But if you got none, how should I do this and it does not taste good? Come on. But because visually, you guys don't get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not enough. Because you guys don't get to actually taste it. You're judging based on the look. I get it. It's not that I don't care because I always care. I'm a perfectionist that way. But I can only control so much. Right now I'm having environmental issues because it's warm, my body temperature is warm. Listen, okay, what's going on over here? So as you can see, I am just spreading this. It's nice and poofy because it's just been chilling, covered because you do not want it to create a skin. If you have a skin, it will be hard to roll, one, and when you bake it, that skin would already be hard, so it's going to be this hard block somewhere throughout your baked product. Ask me how I know. These are things that I've done by mistake in the past, right? So when I tell you stuff, it's just because I know what I'm talking about. I might look like all over the place, but there's always a method to my madness. Always. Thank you for this one. This is so beautiful. Is it going to be a round end? No. I like the shape of this one. I do. Once it's rested, it's going to be nice and fat. Be like big boys. Yeah. Right? Now, it's not big enough. That's not going to be big enough. I don't even know how we're going to turn this for it to work. But we're going to make it work. We have 5. Let's see. We have 5 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. One's going to be missing. I really thought I could put it lengthwise. Horizontal. Doesn't seem like that's going to be working. I'm hoping that it doesn't flatline when it bakes because that's what I've been having. Okay, I've been having the hot dog buns flatline because maybe I'll have to readjust and be like, okay, we need to put some. Let's try this. We need to put some yeast stuff in this, but no, I'm determined to make hot dog buns. So even if this redemption doesn't go well, I'll do it again because I want to make sure it works. It's the same thing that I'm doing. It's not gonna work. You might have to leave one out. It's okay. I'm gonna make it work. These guys are soft. I hope the oven does me justice. This is just a different wrap. Um, 5 should pull and 5 should pull. You're gonna make it work. See, it's looking like it's just gonna flatline it. I don't know. The good thing is once I'm done with these 4 here, we're gonna get the oven going and then we can see how well or not this dough is gonna be. And I know talking just actually distracts me. But I talk all the time. I talk to myself all the time. I know this might push out some way, do something somehow. A lot happening here. And I don't think I'll be able to explain it away. But we might be able to pull apart. We might be able to pull apart. Okay. Now, if this was a real bakery, they would have told me to go home. Because why am I still rolling doughs? Why? Why is there ants? Oh, I hate so much of it. Oh, honestly, this is. I just can't wait for the baking portion. That's all I want to see. I just want to see it bake because I know the recipe is good. The dough is not falling apart in my hand like the sweet potato bread was. They look like they're resting nicely and getting fat, which is good. But I need to speed up because I today. I have a class after this, but I have to attend. So I'm gonna hope. One thing I didn't say, which I hope you guys pay attention to, try to put the seam down. Whatever that seam is, try to put it down so that bake wise, if it's gonna explode from the bottom. Okay. See how this is nice and perfect. So what happens when I just mind my business? I'm like confident in what I'm doing. Yeah. So as you can see, it's not a lot of flour, just like a little dusting. Because you just want it to be not sticky, but you're able to put it together. Okay, I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. They are gonna bake and smush together, but you should be able to pull them apart and you get some height, man. You get some height. Good. That's all I'm worried about. Because if I make biscotti again, I'm not doing this. I'm done. I quit. Traumatic. It's living on the internet forever. I mean, I can delete it, but why? That's all a part of the experience. Because I have people ask me, like, why would you not do it before you go on live? That would be the smart thing to do. But why? 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 Why lie and say I've never made this when I have? We're about to experience all these feelings, everything together. Okay? If I'm mad, you'll see it. We're about to go through this roller coaster together. If I'm confident and I know what I'm doing, boom. If I don't know what I'm doing, boom. It's okay. It's a learning thing. Because you watch my lives and look at how I could have done something differently, what may have gone wrong, what was the reason for something going wrong. You know, so it is a learning. It's a learning thing to me. Because like I said, I started this in March. Started sourdough. I've been baking for years, but I started sourdough in March. not knowing what I was doing. I was even talking myself out of doing it because of how technical it can be. But I'm learning to just let go and enjoy it, good or bad, no matter what. This is a little longer, want it. Listen, some of these are gonna be rounded, some of these are gonna be tapered, but what we do know is it's gonna be delicious. I mean, they're not looking bad. I'm just okay. Last one. I'm just concerned. This is the baby of the family. I can tell that it is. I'm concerned we're gonna make this Scotty again, but I have a feeling we're not. It might be a level up from biscotti, and not biscotti in terms of double baking. Biscotti in terms of look. I kid you not. It baked out just like a biscotti. It really did. I still have them in the freezer. I'm not going to show you. No. Some things are just meant to be left alone. I mean, there's a whole video, so I don't see why I have to fucking mess myself all over. All right, this is the last one. The baby, the baby of the family, and we're gonna add it. That was painful. Okay, so this is it. This is what we have. I think we're good. Some are tapered, some are rounded, but who knows? So these guys are gonna chill for a little bit while I clean up, set up our oven, and hope for the best. Because this is where, y'all thought the rolling was the fun part. This is where we come into extra fun. Because now we get to actually watch it. And hope it bakes up and it spreads. I believe it will get a nice rise because the new oven that we're using, so far, the products have been coming out. They've been rising properly. They've been doing what they need to do because they're getting proper heat circulation. My my other oven, my big oven, this white guy right here, this big boy, had a hot spot. Then midway through baking the pizza, the bottom coil stopped working. So here I am, 15 minutes in, and my pizza dough is still white. Like how? Ridiculous. So I'm hoping that this oven is gonna be the deal breaker. It's gonna be the dream, the dream maker. Yeah, the difference maker. Whatever. It is gonna work. It's gonna be the goat. Okay. So I'm just tidying this up here. We're gonna bring the oven here until I got like a proper setup. This is what we're gonna be doing on our lives. But it's okay. Because at least you can tell that I ain't faking it. We going through it together. Nani? Okay. So I'm gonna put my little thing down. I think it works. I don't know. But I'm putting it. Why am I putting it? Because I've been putting it the last 3 times. But I don't want any issues. I just want to have proper circulation and make sure everything is good. I'm gonna buy a bigger cutting board just so that I don't have this issue. but I want to make sure it's nice and leveled. Okay, we're gonna move and plug you in, and then I got you, girl. I got you, girl. Listen, for Mia, okay, these are there we go. And you guys get to experience it, get to watch the bread, figure out what it wants to do. Okay. Oh, I'm exhausted, tired, but I love it. I love that I'm baking again. I love that I'm excited about baking again because the end all be all goal for me is to open my own bakery cafe. You know. All right. So Mia is chilling. We got to preheat her. Bake. There we go. We're gonna preheat at 375 because I want these babies to have the best life possible. I am going to get some milk going. I'm going to brush these guys with milk, a little milk and water. I'm only adding water because this is canned milk. Okay. But we're going to brush them so that they can have a nice brownish butter. But I think I'm going to use, I think I am. What am I talking about? I'm going to use milk. Okay. For me, she's well on her way. It's given. You're about to see what's about to happen. It's tough. And I'm tired, but that was rough because the shaping is always the problem. It's always been my issue. So I always work on shaping along with scoring, but we're not scoring these, right? We're about to have a good time. It's about to be a good time. It's about to be a good time. So it's preheating, and just before, put it in. We're gonna brush them and bake them for anywhere between 20 to 25 minutes. The oven is smaller, so I find that this goes faster. 20 minutes might be the marker, um, but I don't want it browning too much because this browns nicely. I've noticed that. And I really have to get my oven checked out because it's not doing what it needs to do. The heat's not being distributed evenly. This says this is yeah. So whew, technically, once you roll it, you have to let it sit for at least 30 to 40 minutes. I wouldn't say any more than that. It's been sitting on the counter for at least 30 minutes now, honestly. So you want to just let it sit so it relaxes. It's your final proof. If you have a proofing machine, put it in the proofer. It will probably be like 20 minutes in the proofer. I don't have a proofer. This area is a proofer. We're just gonna bake it. We're just gonna go in and no issues. We better not have any issues, okay? Okay? We shouldn't. It should puff up and puff out a little. The last time we baked this, the issues that we were having, it wasn't going up, it was going sideways. Right? Yeah, it was going this way. So instead of going up, it went this way. This one looks like it's gonna go up and out a little because I believe they're gonna touch each other, which is okay in this scenario. Okay, so we're gonna brush it with some butter, milk. Gosh. We're gonna brush it with some milk. Milk helps with the color. right? However, however, water works. Water works the same. Sugar water works the same. If this was a sweet dough, sugar water, nice and brown. You can egg wash if you want, but I'm not washing this. I'm just not. And make sure you brush it properly because once it's baked, you get to see the streak lines of where you didn't actually brush the product on. I have some type of stripes going on over here, you know? But it's okay. So again, right now the oven's at 375. I'm just letting it run. We are going to turn it down to 350. This one is squished, but he'll be fine. Whew. Listen, do your mother proud, okay? I've taken care of you. I fed you. I put clothes on your back. Show up, show out for your mama, okay? You know I talk to you guys daily. Tell you guys what's going on with me. All right, we are gonna put this in the oven. Put this to the side. Open. Is this how it goes? Oh yeah. So it's in. You got to watch. I'm gonna put the time at 20 minutes, and we're gonna put it down at 350. Go for the best. I'm excited. I'm so excited. This is on the bake setting, not the convection setting, just the bake setting. Because I want it to actually be as if it was in a real oven. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But I'm excited, baby. Yeah. This is me watching the oven now. Okay? Me watching the oven. Bread watch. The other dough is over here chilling. As you can see, it's still at room temperature, but it's also doing its thing, right? You see, it's making some moves on the hair. It's doing its thing. It's good. It's definitely good. The good thing about this is that if this recipe bakes out nicely, right? I would use that instead of making a cinnamon roll because I try to make every dough I have, like I turn it into a cinnamon roll. But instead of doing that, I can turn it to mini hamburger buns. Or not even mini hamburger, just hamburger buns, right? So it can double for both, in case you were wondering. Because I know some people make it seem like you have one recipe for a hot dog bun and one recipe for a hamburger bun. No, you can use the same recipe. You can absolutely use the same recipe, especially if it's basic. And I mean, it's just flour, yeast if you're using water, salt, and sugar. Use the same recipe. You know, they're pumping up. They're pumping up. They're looking like one might split, which is fine. I don't really care about that. But they're getting. I see like I see heights and I see frontage. Just a little, but I see height. Height is what we're going for. I don't care about anything else. I'm trying to make sure that my discard is superior and giving me the height because it may end up making discard again. Hey, Mr. Perfection, how you doing? No problem. We out here making hot dog buns and hoping for the best. Yeah, they're popping up. Some more than others. See, like this guy right here. This guy right here. He's popping up nicely as is the one at the back. 'Cause it all depends on how long they were just sitting there waiting for me to roll. So that's a good it's a good sign. And one thing I'm gonna say right now, and I said it yesterday, I'm gonna say it again. I like that I can actually see. I can see somewhat in the big with the big oven, but my oven has a hot spot, so I always have to open and rotate, do all the stuff. Are you popping up or are you just staying there? Mm-mm. Listen, I want to end our redemption week strong because it's been a struggle. The week itself was a beautiful week, but the struggle in making sure everything is baked properly, making sure all the ingredients are fresh and nice and good to go. Yeah, that's a lot that goes into making that people don't talk about. Okay, they're getting fat. They're getting nice and thick. We love them thick over here. Oh, I will. I will. After we're done this week, I have so much stuff to do next week. We will. We will definitely have a time lapse video. We will definitely have all that because I have little Gormia. He's been so good to me. I have to do a time lapse of my starter um, from refresh to growing. I have to do that. I have the cinnamon. I still have the sweet potato dough in the fridge that we're gonna bake out, and that too will also be a video showing. Hey, look at me, bake. Yes, they're all looking good. Now I can tell you one thing. They're still a little. I'm gonna put up temperature 360. They're still a little. Instead of like going up, they're still spreading like this a little. Um, but they are 10 times better than what we made, like 10 times already. Because essentially, and they're not touching, they're gonna be touching each other. They don't like each other that much. They don't like each other that much. But essentially, because I can tell and I can see it, and if they, I mean, they still have more to grow. So a few of them might bust out the seams. Let's just be real. Okay. A few of them might just be like pop. Pressure build up, all the gases on the inside, like this one right here. The seam is now being exposed. This one. The seam is being exposed to the side, but it's okay. They're touching, their booties are touching, but their bellies aren't. One or two of them, their bellies aren't touching, but it's fine. It's growing. It's growing. Now I'm getting some height. I think maybe around the 10-minute timer mark, we're gonna start getting some color. I'm so excited. I'm excited. They're looking good. Gormia, Gormia, Gormia. Okay, I love you, girl. Step on the shoulder because I love you too. But yeah. So if you've been watching from the start, we doctored it. If you're just joining, we had to doctor it a little bit because my butter was past room temperature, so it's super soft, and so it made my dough super wet. You do not want that. You want nice cold butter, and once you add it in, you're fine. You won't have to add the flour like I did just to make sure the oil is absorbed. But it's all part of baking. You doctor it, you work with what you have, and you make what you have work. I know it sounds like the same thing, but it's not. I'm so happy. And I already know this is Totally soft. I already know. I already know this is soft. Because if this is anything but soft, this visual is a liar. Look at that. Look how nice. Look how nice. Ooh, I need to get a mini baguette tray. I can make mini baguettes. Because who's going back to world food right now? Like I love it because it's been with me forever. But who's going back to this big boy right now? Not me. This this is going to be what I'm baking with from now on. Okay. Okay, they're touching. One is busting out from the booty section. That's the little one. She's fine. Okay, they're looking good. They're touching. I'm sorry. I'm really excited. Um, I'm not gonna apologize for my excitement because if let me go get let me see if I can get the biscotti. I have to watch that because if you don't know what about the word side, I'll get this. I'm sure. Try. No. I need you to know why I'm so excited. If you followed me, you would have seen this last month. Okay? You would have. But this was the hot dog buns we made last month. What is this? This is not a hot dog bun. Doesn't- Look at that. That's how it baked out. Doesn't that look like biscotti? I swear it looks like a biscotti. Right? This was our last month's hot dog bread. All cracking at the bottom. Like, no. That is why I am excited for this batch. They smell it. They are looking out. They are looking gorgeous. Right now, they just look like some color. I don't understand why you're not getting no color. That's also my other thing is that where's the color? Why aren't we getting color? The sugars from the this one's busting out now. This fat guy right here busting out. I'm just looking for signs of color. Still don't see it, but that's okay because this is set for 20 minutes. So we're gonna once the timer goes off at 20, we're gonna pull it out if we need to baste it some more and put it back in. Fine. But it's looking good. And now I wish I had my tofu dogs to put them in. But I'm excited. This is good. I have to think about all the things that we're gonna make for fall, for September and October. Okay? I'm talking sweet potato, whatever, pumpkin, whatever. What? I have to really think about it and figure out how we're gonna make certain things, what we're gonna make. I'm even thinking about like pumpkin spice pancakes. But then I'm like, maybe I'll do waffles, but I was like, no, just different things. Okay. Bread is smelling nice, smelling like I'm smelling like I'm in a baker shop right now. Smells amazing. We're just looking for color. That's the only thing we want. We have 7 minutes left. The temperature is about 360, but I'm excited. I'm happy. Wouldn't it be funny if I took it out of the oven and as soon as it got out of the heat, it deflated? That would be hilarious. That would be so funny. But it's good. You smell. It smells amazing, guys. It smells buttery and yeasty. Smells amazing. It really does. I'm happy. I'm really happy. I'm even looking at this. This one's gonna be used for cheese. Oh, this one looks like it's trying to bust out too. Okay, we're getting color. I'm seeing signs of color. You can't even see. Oh, there you go. Right here. A little brown patch. We're getting the color now. So it wasn't the 10-minute mark. It was about the 6:30 mark. This is good. Okay. Recipe for hot dog buns. And I'm butter. But if I know me, I'm gonna try and make a sandwich bread out of it. Just because. Why wouldn't I try and make sandwich bread out of it? It's okay. I love it though. I'm happy. Happy I took my time. I'm happy Gourmet is doing what she needs to do. But once the timer goes off, we're gonna check the color. Some of them are splitting. I can see that means the seal wasn't closed properly. And essentially, when you do it, you close it, you pinch it to close it, roll it to seal it, and then put the seal side down, not to the side. When it bakes, it expands. So if they have room, that's why most times, whenever you bake something and the bottom is cracked, it didn't have enough space to breathe, right? So it'll just crack at the seam if the seam is not closed. That's the best way I can describe it. As long as you seal it, so you roll it, you pinch it, and then put it on the steam, roll it to seal it, put it in your baking pan. Once it's on the seam side down, it should be fine. Should be fine. But it's a beautiful day. It's This one looks nice and pillowy. Okay, this is my guy cheese. Nice and pillowy, smells nice and yeasty, and most importantly, I don't have to rotate because there's a hot spot in the oven. We're good. There's no rotation happening. The only time that I will take it out is to actually view it because I know I need more color. I see a lot of color happening in the back, but I don't see much in the front. And I'm seeing like it's browning in sporadic. I don't know if that's a thing. I like things to brown evenly. But again, I had these same questions yesterday when we made our cranberry muffin, the day before when we made our blueberry loaves. Those cranberry muffins, chef's kiss. Right. I looked at a picture of the one that we made back in May. That was the first bake-a-thon that we had. Compared to the one that I made yesterday, the improvement is, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I'm proud of myself because that's a major improvement. And what we got yesterday was what I was hoping for back in May. But again, back in May, this is the first time I'm doing this. So it takes time. But you can know how to bake. Sourdough is its own monster. It has different rules, just from my experience, because you got to take into account the acidity of the discard, the flavor of your discard. Because if your thing is like really, really, really stuck, then that might throw off your entire taste, or it might enhance it, right? There's a lot of different rules. The hydration point. I know I'm not touching anything because I'm not ready to do it above a 80% hydration. Give me 75 and low. Anything 80 and above, I ain't touching it because that dough is just slippery. It's wet. There's no shake. If the place is too warm, it goes limp. Ask me how I know. I'm trying. Okay? I failed. So no. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun little journey that I'm excited for. Okay, we have 1 more minute on the timer. That would be 20 minutes, but these aren't browning evenly like I would like them to. So once the timer goes off, I'm going to turn it down to 350. We're going to add some more milk. Because again, the milk helps with the color because the sugars in the milk burn and color, right? Or you could have left it as is. But listen, I know my discard. It's amazing. Like, I know it. It's extra. Okay? It needs a little push sometimes. Or else they'll just be like, nah, this is it. I'm albino today. Or I'm melanated tomorrow. Like, it's just one of those things. So we're gonna just see if you need to give it a little push or we just need to rotate it. Because like I said before, the heater, they're right here. There's one here and there's one here, and it's just a line. So it may not be evenly browning the products the way it is supposed to look. Me. This is a personal thing. Has nothing to do with the oven. This is just me and how my quality control is set up. I want it to look a certain way. It needs to look a certain way in order to be perfect for me. Because I can pull this out right now and you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so big. Then I'll be like, but look at this. So I'm going to pull them out and pull them out. And you're going to see what I'm saying in terms of the color. They look good. They're a little heavy. Can you see this? Oh, this is hot. They look good. They're soft. And I know they're done, but these guys in the back brown a lot better than the ones in the front. So I'm gonna add a little. I just want to call this flour. This is milk. And yeah, some of them still look flat. Okay, but they're not as flat as where we're coming from. I'm just saying. So that also tells me that maybe I needed to let it rest a lot longer because usually the longer you let it rest, the better it will be for your discard rising, right? That's just from experience that I know. But we ain't let this sit down. No way, no how. This guy's done. I can tell. This one's done. It's a lot better. It is so much better than the first go around. It still needs work because it's not super, super like you can't look at this and tell this is a hot dog bun. But when I eat it, you'll know it's a hot dog bun. That's it. When I eat this, you're gonna know it's a hot dog bun. But we just need to. It's just the color. It's just the color. But it's so much better. It's a little hard now. Like I'm gonna call it the shell. It's not the shell. The outside is a little hard, but once it cools, it'll be softened, right? That's anything that's hot. Okay. I prefer when it comes out, it's gonna feel like it's rock hard unless you burn it. When it cools down, it'll soften. But that's it. This is what we have. It's looking good. I know what I need to do later, like in terms of another batch, which we have right here. It's just to let it after I roll it and shape it, just to let it sit for like an hour. Just no touching, no movement. Some of these guys are a little fatter than others because they've been sitting longer than others, right? Some they got rolled and put right into the oven. So I can tell you what went wrong where. Once you let it sit, I guarantee you, okay, you let it just relax. Once you're ready to bake it, it'll bake out nicely, nice and puffed up, no issues. And of course, it doesn't help if you're rolling. It's way better than mine. Doesn't help. So roll it nicely, figure it out, and you'll be good to go. Okay. Colors coming in. Oh, I'm so happy. Listen, this looks so much better. It looks way better. I already showed you guys what it looked like before. The one we made last month. It's so much better. It is fine. I'm a happy camper. I'm just exhausted. But they're smelling good. I just wish that the coils, I really feel like they should have gone this way instead of lengthwise. They should have been this way. That way, everything is browned evenly. This looks like this section is brown when it feels like this section is brown when it feels like. It's like, no, I need everything to be brown at the same time. So once the timer goes off, I pull them out, everything is done, right? They smell good, and I'm only taking it because one smells like, smell like, I won't say burning. They're not burning. They're soft. It's not these two in the back. It should be good. Listen, upgrade. That's the upgrade. Okay. What's burning? What's crackling? Thank you. I thought you were trying to say something to me. What are you doing? Listen, this is the best. This is good. This this is good. I'm happy, very happy. I just wanted to run down. So for time for baking, I preheated at 375, and then once it was in, they were baking at 360 for maybe 10 minutes, and then I turned it down to 350. But you can preheat at 375 and then bake all the way for 350 because I usually bake at 350, no issues. I'm just playing around with this, right? Time, anywhere between 20 to 25 minutes is what you're going to get. One, cooking is probably going to be done by 20 minutes, but you still need that extra time for browning. Unless your oven is superhuman and the oven's not even human. You know what I mean? Unless it's like a super oven, supermax, all that stuff, you should be fine at 350, 20 minutes. Okay. But anywhere between 20 and 25 minutes should be a good start. Okay. I love the smell of this. I'm smelling the butters. I'm smelling everything. They're looking good. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not mad. They they way better. They are way better than where we're coming from. And we're coming from super flatbread, biscotti. They are so much better. They are, to me, some of them, but I explained that it's because they did not get the full final proof. Your final proof should be anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. That would be your final proof. You should be fine. I am doing it today. I don't got time. But this one seems to be the perfect one for me. It's nice and cute. It's brown at the bottom, brown at the top. This was the last one that we did, just to give you a look. See how flat it is? Can you see that? Here we go. You see how flat this is? This guy didn't get enough. It didn't get enough time to relax and think about all the glorious things it can become. Whereas this one had a lot more time. It's not as flat. It spread a little, but it came up, right? Oh, we started over. But that is just to give you an idea. You just need to let it chill. Just let it rest for your 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how warm your area is. Okay? Because you need time when it comes to baking bread. Time that I didn't have to give today. But you need time. You need to be able to shake it, rest it. Mix the dough, rest it. It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. Is it perfect? No, but this is a start. This one. I like the shape of this one. This is like the perfect hot dog bread shape for me. Okay, don't be rude. Right? It's the perfect one. Time will tell how dense it is on the heavy side, but they also feel a bit on the soft side, right? We'll see. I'm just cooling it down a little because you know I like to taste it in front of you guys. Flavor wise, it's good. But if we can get it to rest nicely, so what I'll do, just for you guys, so I owe you two videos. I owe you the sweet potato cinnamon roll, because I still have the dough in the fridge. And then I'll owe you another one. It's going to be short. So this is the dough. We still have 2 hours and 45 minutes on the dough that we made up on live together. We still have time for this one. So what I'll do, I'll go through the same process I did with you by myself, and I'll also roll it up, shape it, and make it wait the 1 hour for proofing. Covering it, proofing, letting it relax, and then we'll see the difference. Because I know there'll be a difference, but we'll see the difference. If the dough itself bakes up really nicely, but it's still dense, then there's the recipe that I have to look at, right? So this is what I usually do. This for me is an experiment. I know some people are watching, want the recipe. The recipe's there. I know it'll work. You just have to give it time. It might be dense. I don't know. It might just not be a thing. Who knows? It feels soft, but I know it also feels a little dense for me because I didn't get time to do what it needs to do. And this is what I was saying. See, this is the seam. We can look at all of this. The learning thing. So this is the seam. When you roll, make sure your seam and you focus, please. There we go. So see the seam is on the side. When you roll it, make sure your seam ends here, right? It'll just be easier. You won't have a lot of explosion happening because if anymore, this would probably like explode, right? So that's as far as I can tell you in terms of that's a good bread. In terms of troubleshooting, because I already know where I went wrong with this. I already know. I didn't let it rest the way it needed to rest, right? This is what the crumb is looking like. We have air pockets, but it's a nice crumb, right? But it's still hot. I'm gonna taste it. It's good. Warm bread is my kryptonite. It's actually good. It's nice and chewy because you know sourdough gives you chewy. But flavor wise, it's good. It's not too sweet. It balances out. It's good. And like I said, as it cools, the top layer softens. Something about the air. But it's good. You're getting a bit of the sour coming through, but not overly sour. I like it. I do like it. I just want to work on my shaping. This is good. It's really good. It's delicious. It actually tastes like a hot dog bun, flavor wise. This is going to be the star pupil. This is the one that's going to get the photo on the side. It looks beautiful. It just needs a little more height. Okay, we're good. So to wrap up, we made hot dog bread. We tried to. This is our second attempt at making hot dog buns. They did not brown evenly. That is what I was saying when I'd say you have to brush it properly with your water, with your butter, with your milk, whatever you're basting it with. If you're doing that, you can just put it in the oven as is and it will bake. Not an issue, right? But whatever you're brushing it with, you have to make sure it's evenly coated because you'll get something like this. A lot was here, but there was none here. Definitely none on the side. A little bit here, none on the sides, right? You just want to make sure you have a nice brush, baste it properly, right? You also have to make sure your seam is at the bottom. So when it bakes, you do not have this issue here. Don't have anything trying to bust open, creep into you, right? You also have to work on the shaping, as do I, but it's your bread. You shape it however you want. Because this was almost tapered, right? This one's definitely tapered. So you gotta work on your shaping, but the dough itself, once you put them together, sure, they may stick together, but they easily pull apart. This is what will happen when something pulls apart, right? You'll just get that little tear from wherever it is. If they're attached to themselves or they're attached to the sides of the pan. All right? I'm gonna provide, can't promise you when, but it will come. You will get a shorts of this bread. Again, it's the same recipe. I'm not changing it. I'm just using the dough. Gonna film me dividing it, shaping it, resting it, and also baking it. So you will see that entire process. I will try my best to do a time lapse of baking with multiple things that I have coming up. So we'll see that. But this redemption series has been fun. Okay. It's been good. I think everything was successful except the pizza. The pizza just, the oven gave out. There's nothing I could have done about the oven. Okay. Um, we are going to be back here in September, and I'm lumping in October as well because we're going to be doing fall bakes, as I said before. So think about what you want to see me make. Make the suggestion. Write it on the community tab section because we have a community section that you could talk to me. You could say something there. Boom, we can have a whole conversation going right then and there, right? So you can let me know what you're thinking. If you want to see something, if you have a suggestion, either way, let me know. So we have that coming up. This is going to be another 7-day series. It might look a little different in September. We may have, we may start like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. There's a break on Wednesday because by Wednesday, I'm completely tired. I may be doing a lot more in September, so I may need that space break. And then we continue. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That would be 3 days. And then day 4 would continue on a Thursday. So we'll end on a Sunday. Okay. I think that might be a little better for me to handle. Either way, we're going to be back here. We do have our weekly lives that are supposed to be happening on Saturdays. It was voted for by the community, so we should be having it on Saturdays. This Saturday, we're not going to have a live because I am going out with my family. So That live will be moved somewhere in the week. And I don't know what we're going to be doing. We might be making butter because I do need butter. So that might be a thing. Okay. So look out for that. And I think that's it. There's a playlist for the sourdough and everything that I've ever made, good or bad. There's a playlist. Okay. I will be turning these playlists into shorts eventually. I'll be turning some of them into videos eventually. Because not a lot of people want to sit down and watch me talk like this. They want to see the actual thing. So I'm going to break down, once I have the time, I'm going to break them down into shorts and videos and post them so you guys actually get to relive some of the moments and actually see exactly how we do it step by step. Okay? I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to update you on other than we're going to get sweet potato cinnamon rolls coming soon. And then we're going to get another batch of this video wise because I know I can do better. But that is it for August, the redemption month. That is it. I'm excited. I'm happy. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to spend with me. Thanks for the new subscribers. Love y'all. Appreciate it. But that is it. Okay. We also need to thank Gormia. She's the star right now. But that is it for this video, this live. And I will see you back here sometime this week for another live stream. For a video, you will get one in a couple of hours. Okay. That is it. And I'll see you back here for another one. Bye.